That's the one. Hello and welcome to the MagicWorld review show. I am James Anthony, this is
Daniel Meadows,
and we have decided to do an off-location shoot, just a random...
We're on location.
On location, but an off-the-usual location.
Off the usual, okay, I'll give you that.
So, we just thought we'd make a little bit of change. We're going to show you some tricks that we're going to do to various people around the pubs and in this area of Heaton Moor in Stockport.
Yes.
So, we probably will get some people photobombing and we probably will have screams of kids in the background.
Yeah, you've got traffic going past, something like that. Bear with us, it's just to bring you something a little bit different. That's what we normally give you.
Now, what we're going to do is the review show with all the reviews of the products is going to return in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep.
We are talking about Blackpool. That's what it's all about.
All about Blackpool.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you who don't know what Blackpool is yet, it's one of the biggest magic conventions in the world.
If not the, I think it is.
I think it holds it as the.
Yeah.
In Blackpool of all places.
It's a good place to be.
It's a great place to be. So basically, we're going to have a stand there. It's our second year having a MagicWorld stand. As you come into the Empress Ballroom, we found her in the same position as last year. So as you come down the steps into the big main room, we will be right there, I think 2 rows from facing you to your left. You'll see us. So come on by the stand and say hello to us. We're going to talk through 2 of our older products, then we're going to talk through 3 of our newer products in maybe a part 2 or part of the same review. We're not sure yet. But let's go on to the older... What are you laughing at? Let's go on to the older products. When we say old, it wasn't even released last Blackpool.
No.
They've had hit reviews by many big names.
Yeah, it's done alright.
We had 1 negative review out of maybe 25, didn't we?
Yeah, it was...
And I don't think he even watched the product properly.
It was ambivalent at best. But most of it has been received quite favourable, and it did even get a nod towards the sleeper hit of the year on the Magic Cafe. It got one of those. So I'm quite proud of it.
Alright, what's its name?
It's
okay. Every now and again the lights are going to go out and the heater's going to go out. So you can go and turn it on there. Go and turn it on because it's freezing. We're going to go for Infamous. Infamous is a book test like no other.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that our ad text somewhere? A book test like no other.
I think the bit we're going for is it begins where other things start. Yep. Sorry, no, other way. Yeah, that's right. It begins where other things end.
End. Yeah, of course.
Can't remember my own ad thing. We did have it ready for Blackpool last year, but because the deal we struck, we didn't actually release it on the stands. This is its first Blackpool. So if you've not seen it already, check out the trailer, come along and see it, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some live footage now. Tell
the audiences why it's a different book test to every other book test out there.
Right.
Because you do get the book if you buy the deluxe version.
If you get the deluxe version, you get the book as well. Typically with a book test, you have a word selected one way or another where we'll go through, great, I've got the word, then you tell them what the word is. So what I did with this is do a bookend, I know another book reference, but you do something beforehand, introducing the Stroop test, which goes through the colour cards. Yep. So it might say the word blue in red text. And so we'll have a look at what the Stroop effect is. So it uses the Stroop effect, and then there's a callback to that. So there's a bookend, so there's a reason for doing that in the start. There's a nice extra revelation. So if you've already got a book test you like, there may be a way of putting this in with it as well.
So it's very much like Darren Brown has things hidden in plain sight around the show. Yeah. And then at the end of the show, you pull the 2 sides together and you get a hidden code.
You do. Obviously, you've probably picked up on the name Infamous. It was a nod to Darren Brown. Yes. One of his effects that was so the reason why I came up with this and it was stuck in my head was his, it's called Animal Heaven or something, and it was the ad men, and he was trying to get them to come up with a name for a taxidermist, and it was a bear and a harp and Pet Heaven or Pet Zoo where good animals go to rest. It was something like that, and he showed how he'd littered their journey to the studio with all these little bits, and then they incorporated it into their design. So that's what this is. You've laid the breadcrumbs and it all comes full circle at the end. Exactly.
We'll show a little clip of these cards now, the Stroop cards, so you can see exactly what we mean. You see the first letter is bigger on each of the words. The colour is different to the actual colour print. It's a green might be printed in blue.
That's the Stroop test. So it's technically it's called a task interference test. So naturally you read the word, but this time you've got to process what the colour is, don't read the word, and it takes you a few seconds to work out what that is.
So it brings the trick full circle, and it gives a full reason for the very end as to why they chose that word from the book.
Yeah. And if you just get the DVD version, you get the cards, you get everything you need to be able to do that with.
Yep.
If you go for the deluxe version, you get the book that's got a few extra things hidden in it.
Exactly. So this is £20. With the book, it's £50.
If you were to buy them separately, it would be $55.
Exactly.
So that's why the deluxe version's the better option.
And I know you always say we're not supposed to say it. It does have a very well-known principle built into this book.
Yes.
Which allows you to, of course, say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Can you have a look at the word just there? Okay. What's your word? Shaken.
It was, but not stirred.
Wow. That is good.
Who's like the most perceptive person? Like, or none of you. The person who's like the tiger. Who's the tigers? Perception to detail. Or the tigers. Do something with yourself first then. Do you mind helping me? Right. Take this out here. Leave that on there. Leave that just. Say stop whenever you like. It's your choice. Now, first of all, you've got to realise that there's about 10 words on each page, and you've got about 20 lines. So, how many words do you reckon that is inside this book? It's a lot, isn't it? And this is the very first Arthur Conan Doyle book. So say stop whenever you like, it's your choice. You're happy right there. Okay, what I want you to do, I want you to remember that word right there. Have you got it? Okay, cool. One word, keep it in your mind. See it, visualise it, okay? Right, now we're going to read to yourself. I'm going to show you these cards here. Now, as I show you these, I want you to read what do you see there? What do you see? See, very perceptive. You said the word red, but really it's actually printed in blue. It's an old psychological test. So we're going to do this with all the cards. You've got to read the colour of the word and not the ink. Sorry, the ink, but not the actual word it says, okay? Ready? Put that down. Right? Go. Yep. Yep. Yellow? Did you realise then, me implant a suggestion or a word into your mind? You did? Yellow, okay, that's what she thinks is yellow. You're happy right there, you sure? Okay. I'm going to bring this down here, it's got 2 windows in the book. Any point you want, say stop as it changes. You're happy there on that word. We'll line it up. I want you to remember that word in window 1. Have you got it? Great. You've got a word, you've got a word. You picked a word that was in the corner, so it's slightly easier to read for myself, but it's still pretty much of a challenge. You picked a word that's anywhere in the book, on a random page of the book. I want to think about your word. Imagine a TV screen here and see your word flashing on it in colours like the colours above. See it. Hold it in your hand like this. Hold your hand. Hold your fingers there, that's right. Okay. I want you to say the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Just say them all. A, E, I, O, U. Say them. Okay. One more time. Okay, there's an I in it. An I in it. You blink to say yes, that's great. There's an I in your word. One more time. There's no in it. Yes, that's your unconscious movement. You try not to give this away, are you? I can feel it. I think I've got what your word is. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm not sure about yours. Hold that against you. Don't look at it yet. Hold it against you. You've got one word. You've got a word. In your mind, see your word right here. Say it over and over again in your mind. And try and connect a memory to it, like a thought. Have you got a memory? Maybe an image? An image, it could be in the past. I'm guessing it's in the past. Yeah, you're smiling, okay. If it's in the past, I can't see your eyes blinking, so it's hard to read, but no, honestly, leave them on. It's in the past. It's a nice memory though, isn't it? A nice memory, that's good. Just focus on that memory. I noticed that because it's in the past, it's also a memory that could stay with you, however it is in the past. The past is not the present. In other terms, it is... Listen.
That is amazing.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the word.
You've got a prediction there. I cannot change that word. I've committed myself. So, for the first time, tell me your word.
Modify.
Modify. Okay.
Oh my god.
But you picked that word modify for a specific reason. You know why? Because it's not even in the book. Before this effect, I implanted that word into your mind. Do you remember these cards? If you read them, the secret message actually spelled the word modify. And that is why you picked that word.
I don't even know that word.
Oh, you so much.
Mission was there. So that was Infamous.
Yeah,
That's an old classic. Well, old, new, I don't know, but very new. And that will be available on our stand at Blackpool.
Yes.
I think
I'll say something now. I will show away with the Cerberus wallet of combining Infamous to get a double hit. So hopefully there'll be a bit of that on the next episode. So look out for that.
Now wait a minute. We're not going to go fully into it, but what is the Cerberus wallet? Because that is coming in part 2 of this video.
Coming soon.
Check out part 2. Right, now we're going to go on to something really exciting. I think it's going to be I think it's personally the biggest hit of Blackpool list for us. The Deadly Marked Deck. It's the world's first fully marked deck using our unique technology and system.
Yeah.
We're not using any sort of cheap marking systems here,
Nope.
no pegging, no markings of cards so you can feel it from the other side.
Yeah.
This is using the very latest unusual printing systems which we are running. And
if you're familiar with the Charlier stuff and before you're going to be aware of certain systems that have been used, like punching, pegging, everything else, it shows through on the face. So if you hold up a card, you'll see it. This one, it's an invisible mark, so you're not going to see it, but you'll be able to feel it. So think of it as Braille, but on the back, because there are official Braille cards.
Exactly.
But the Braille for blind people playing cards is on the index, so that wouldn't really work for you. So this is a different sort of version.
but also, literally with one rub of your thumb, from one section here to this section here, you can tell exactly what that playing card is.
Yep.
Most of the time, it's just the one rub. But occasionally you might need to rub your fingers along the top to work out what suit it is, which is in chased order. So basically by just adding up numbers and one rub of your thumb, do you want to give them a demonstration or? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So if you've got the deck in your normal dealer grip, just bear in mind I'm a lefty. So from here, as you go up, I would say that was a 2 of diamonds.
There we go, 2 of diamonds.
Okay, so this is just to show you, so we've got Ant looking at it as well. My thumb runs from here to here. I could have it in my other grip and do the same, so it doesn't matter which way you go, it will always work, so it's a diamond formation. So from here, I've got a 4, I've got a 5, and you could either run this way, or you could run your thumb across the top, and I would say that's a 5 of spades. So if I do that again, as I run across, I've got the 4 and a 2, so I'm making it a 6 of, that's a 6 of spades. Bang.
Yeah. So basically we're using a special binary code to create the system, as well as, on top of that, a very unique marking system which is practically invisible. You cannot see this marking system, can you?
Nope.
Only under very extreme lights. You know your environment's like using threads, but with this you can see really close there. You cannot see any of those markings there. However, you can feel it just with your fingers like that. And just subtle enough, it's the perfect amount for you to actually be able to easily feel it every time.
So if you were to go like that, and you don't have to do the finger bit I'm doing, you can just run across here or across the bottom to get it, but that would be the king of spades.
King of spades, exactly. What I found is, because you have chased order at the top here, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, when you rub your thumb from this heart to that heart here, like this, you can tell what the card is. That's a 9. But also you can often feel that second bump here, which is clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, all in one motion. So I know that's a 9 of hearts. So there we go, that's a Deadly Marked deck. How cool is that? So yes, now at this point of shooting, right this very moment, we don't have a routine for this, do we? It's simply a deck of cards, because of course you are limited only by your imagination with this one.
So you could do it behind your back, you could do it blindfolded, you could do whatever you want. If you had it in a stack, you can show them blindfolded what their card is, and because you can work out what the next card is, you'll know what they've just seen. So for any of you Tamaris or Aronson stacked people, that is perfect for you.
And there's a new feature in this one that we brought out for Blackpool version 1.3. So basically we've got on one side of the pack an extra 2 ridges here, which you can use if one card is turned the other way round in the deck of cards. You'll always be able to find that one with the extra ridge. Is that fair to say that?
That is fair.
Am I not in trouble by saying that by you?
Not this time.
That's good. I always have to check up, I've been told. I even read the threads last week, it said in the comments, I have to check up what I'm saying.
Damn right.
Ah, man. Anyway, this is the Deadly Marked deck. It is available at Blackpool, so make sure you pop by our stand. Also, there will be loads of these demo cards flying around at Blackpool, just so that you can get an idea for what the feel is like, because until you actually felt it, you really
Some people have handled it. They don't know. It doesn't add any thickness to your deck, so that's a full deck.
It adds a tiniest bit, but I mean a millimetre maybe.
Yeah.
That's it.
So look, that's a full deck, and it goes back in the box. So this isn't going to double the size of it. I've seen some that have been punched.
Yeah.
You can see it a mile off. You'll see it on the face. It's too big. And the other part is if you look at the Charlier one, there's a code to learn. So you've got to go hunting for the dot all over the back. This is the same motion every time. You'll know what it is, and you'll get it down. I've taught people how to do it in 60 seconds.
Well, that's the thing. Most people say they're not going to be able I could never learn that, and they literally pick it up and they surprise themselves within literally a matter of a minute.
So if your eyesight's going, you want the people that has to get like your peepers on and do this sort of thing with some of the other mark decks, this is perfect for you, because you can take your time as they're looking at that. You can take your time over here, no one's looking what you're doing, and you'll have that down. So come and have a go. I was going to say if you think you're hard enough, but that's the wrong phrase. Just come and have a go and have a play.
Enough. We can't break out into song. No. This is a fun channel.
We're on location.
We're on location.
Certainly not the musical version, not with my voice.
Exactly. And where possible, we might cut to a few live performances of Infamous or whatever. Where possible, we can't guarantee it. So let's see where we go with this.
There's a live performance we can show you from that we filmed last summer.
Oh, let's put it on here.
We'll put that one on.
Boom, it's on. Let's say goodbye for now and see everybody in part 2, shall we?
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.